Hey gamers! I was 1 minute late launching the stream today, and I want you to know that it's because I went to Steam and I rolled my little rollerball mouse over to the library and I started scrolling and I thought to myself, Citizen Sleeper, Citizen Sleeper. Oh, here we go, Monster Hunter Wilds. And I opened Monster Hunter Wilds instead. It's simply an instinctive muscle memory choice to do that instead of opening the game that I knew I was playing and needed to open for the stream. So that's where I'm at emotionally. I rolled the first set of credits on Monster Hunter Wilds. I've heard that there's a second set of credits, but I don't know if that's literal or metaphorical, you know? But there's a set. I'm in the pre-post game. I'm in the post credits pre-ending section. And it's great, and I love it, and it's really fun. All right. But we're not playing that today. I mean, I will be later. But today on stream, we're playing Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. Where we're at so far, we just started. Where we're at so far is that during a botched reboot of our sleeper, totally new story from Citizen Sleeper 1, during a botched reboot of our sleeper, we were interrupted, and so our memory hasn't loaded. So, classic amnesia start. Our sleeper has a friend, and we've got a ship. I think this is our little ship. This little honey cube. And so we are on the run from our corporate handler. We're docked at a spaceport right now. And doing missions. This is a difference from the first game, is that there are now like missions to go on where we gather crew and we go out into the universe. Like, we can go to different ports rather than being bound in one port. And that's pretty much it so far. I think this is going to be a much more mobile game. It's already been a lot faster than the first one. There's nothing else to say except that Roy says hello, Twitch. The YouTube contingent says hello. Klaus, you're so right. Klaus says, it occurs to me that this would be a perfect game for the Tim Curry space sound effect. I don't have that on my soundboard, but I could. Roy and YouTube, the Twitch crew says hello back. Bibs, thank you for the resubscribe. I'm gonna open a tab that just says Tim Curry space, and I'm gonna rest assured that I remember what I'm supposed to do with that when I get there. All right. See, we're already 8 cycles in. Oh yeah, Klaus, 100%. It's worse than ever. Ooh. Oops, we're a little starving. But we got a ton of money. I guess I'm gonna treat us to some fries. I think we deserve it. And also, we're starving, so. Alright, they gave us 2. You squeeze your bag and crunch a handful of crisp and greasy radishes and potatoes. Not bad at all. Radish chips. I will fuck up some radish chips. I would upset that radish god from Spirited Away the way I would fuck up some radish chips. That sounds good as hell. Alright, we don't have any scrap to sell. Where do I get... I need supplies. Okay. God, should I fill up our supplies? We've got money. I think I should spend our money immediately. Oh my god. I just went straight to poverty mindset, where I'm like, oh, we have any amount of money in our pockets. We've got to spend it all. But we do! Anything can happen in this game. I'm gonna do it. And I'm not gonna regret it. Alright. I don't know what to do about my damaged dice. God, and look at how much this is ticking down. It really jumped forward because we went on that, mission. Alright, so we could do some local work. There's no more missions. My instinct is that this area is sort of a tutorial area. So I feel like maybe we're not supposed to linger here too long. So I might just... We might just go ahead and do this next mission. It is essential to have full supplies when you go on a mission. That's a great point, because I didn't last time. And we didn't, like, starve, but we did some amount of starve, which I think is not ideal. I think probably depriving a person of their basic needs is probably not good to do, like, even a little. But I do have these dice I should use. I was brave and reckless to do so. Thank you. Okay. Speaking of brave and reckless, we could gamble. We've got a little money. We treated ourselves to some food and fuel. And also, there's not a lot else to do here. I could get a little bit more money doing some data stuff. This would give me 100% posi. This would give me 10 credits. Yeah, Mong find. It's okay to starve a little, but it affects the dice. Yeah, I want to use up my dice before I go. The dice changes after you go on a mission, so do stuff at a hub before you disembark. I did not do that last time, and it did feel like I was missing out. So I think we gamble just a little bit as a treat. We haven't... Oh my god. Sorry, my door just closed. And the heat kicked on, so it brushed against my arm. I really thought there was somebody here for a moment. There should not be somebody here. It's fine. It's just the normal apartment ghosts. Let's gamble. We only got 9 cryo for that? Busted. I can get as much for doing actual work. Yeah, let's just work. Let's just work! Free jump scare Jenna too! No! Oh, ghosts can watch the stream. I hope this is a ghost-friendly stream. I would hate for ghosts to feel unwelcome. Alright, so I got a couple die. They're all 3s. Which is not very exciting. And also, there just aren't a ton of places that I can use them. I could gamble more. But I might lose money. And that's not what we need right now. We need to gain money. So let's do this until I feel uncomfortable doing it. Positive, 10 cryo. Neutral, 7 cryo. Don't hate it. This is the thing about this game. Is there are moments when it tells you you're gambling, but you're always gambling. You're pretty much, anytime you use one of these dice, you're pretty much gambling. This is a different kind of gambling than it's a different kind of gambling than the other gambling, but it is gambling. So, man, I hate to eat out twice in one day, but I've got. Well, I guess. Can I just use one of my? Alright, we don't need any fuel or cryo. I guess I can use I could use up one of our food, but you know what? I got the money. I just gambled so good. You wish you could have it as a screensaver? I need to remake it. It just needs it. It needs to be finessed a little. But that might be a cool thing. I could put it on the Discord maybe. Ooh, full up. 4 energy. Worth it. Okay. The tests don't happen during missions. That makes sense. But I still wanted to swap it over. Okay. Okay. We're doing it. Now, so... oh, we can't bring Nia. I mean, it's definitely better... nay, critical to have another person on board, even though their skills overlap. I wouldn't want to do a mission without another person, so we're gonna do it even though I don't trust her. The Solheim derelict fills the cockpit windows, all twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watch it in horror and fascination as Seraphin completed the approach, both of you silent in presence of this decaying beast. Now, as you settle beside it, Seraphin is the first to break the silence. This thing is already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse, sleeper. He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard, it'll crumble into dust. Mongvine, who am I to doubt it? When somebody says they are who they say they are, you just gotta take them at face value. What were you expecting? I was expecting, Seraphin squints as he adjusts the rig's thrust. A scrap contract, like you said, not a death trap. Take us up there. It's the bridge. Junie points towards one end of the ship, and both you and Seraphin turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since you departed. She glances at both of your bemused faces. What? She looks away. Sorry. That's where we need to go. She stops pointing. I'm wondering if maybe Junie, like, came over on this boat? Or has, like, a personal connection and is trying to find some stuff? Seraphin nods towards Junie. She's not wrong, Sleeper. Bridge would be a good place to start. Let's assess the wreck first. Junie settles silently back into her seat. She looks away out of the cockpit, and you're unsure if she's upset or just embarrassed. Carefully, Seraphin brings the ship close to the derelict and guides it along the hull. The rig's lights ripple over the broken surface, finding gaps and cracks everywhere. It seems remarkable that the derelict is still held together. Shit, Seraphin hisses as a huge spinning piece of debris drifts in front of the cockpit. He pushes the rig down beneath it, squeezing between the debris and the hull, and as he does so, an ear-splitting screech signals the rig scraping across the derelict's skin. My boat! You freeze for a moment, waiting for the breach sirens to sound, but the moment passes and you relax. You glance at Seraphin. His face betrays no emotion. What a cool guy. I know he feels it. This isn't safe. Seraphin shakes his head. I'm going to find somewhere better to settle the ship. Then we need to suit up and work our way along the hull on foot. You look back at Junie and see her still in her seat, eyes wide. You okay? Junie looks at you, and there's a sudden unfamiliar hardness in her eyes that surprises you. Then a moment later, it is gone, and her gaze softens. I'm okay, she smiles a flat smile. Don't worry. Kid's been through something. Seraphin brings the ship away from the derelict's hull an inch at a time, then slowly brings it round to settle closely to a mostly intact hull plate. This section is fairly free of debris. He nudges the ship a little closer. We should be good to hold here. Seraphin unclips from his seat, and you and Junie follow suit. As you all glide down towards the airlock, Junie silently follows. You can't help but feel judged. As you reach the airlock, Seraphin begins suiting up. If we're lucky, that little collision hasn't started a cascade that will end with this place coming apart under our feet. Seraphin violently kicks his feet into a set of EVA trousers, clearly irritated by his own carelessness. I'm going to say silent. This is a delicate job, Junie says quietly, almost to herself. The data core will be fragile. She casts a furtive glance in the direction of you and Seraphin. Very fragile. Understood. Junie nods appreciatively. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too. Though you don't need a helmet to breathe, you slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it, but there's a lot of wreck here, and there might be good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Yeah, let's get greedy, chat! Once the suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out at the vast expanse of the twisted hulk before you. Time to get to work! Alright, what have we got? Depressurized bay. Ooh, okay, it's already taken 2 hits. I wonder if that's from us bumping into it or if it started off that way. Clear the cargo doors, which is endure, which I got nothing in. Find access point, which we have intuit on, which is not great either. Seraphin, why didn't you roll better? Oop. And then the other option, lock dissection. It'll take longer, but cutting away the lock layer by layer is the safest way to make it through. Or force the lock with engage. Forget about being delicate. Oh god, we just don't have any engineering skill. So we take, I think that means we take penalties on any. God, yeah, we take a lot of penalties. That halved that dice. Ugh. Alright, so we're pretty much gonna have to force the lock. That's rough. That's rough, chat. Oh. Junie's... Bless her heart, Junie's absolutely useless. She has 1 skill. It overlaps with my 1 skill. Okay. So this is just getting at the cargo, which is less important. Although we don't know for sure that the data core is going to be here, but I do want to focus on that. So I think we're just gonna have to go for it. Like, there's nothing else to do. All right, that was 2. So far, so good. Positive outcome. That was 2 ticks. Another positive outcome. All right, we're up to 4 ticks. We need 5 more. Oh, this is a 6, but I think, yeah, it's gonna be dropped down to a 4. And this is a dangerous task. I might put her on this access point. All right, I want to roll this, and then I might push. I might push my die. Oh yeah, technically you can save scum, Longtone says. The game saves when you leave an interface menu, so if you fuck up, you can just menu and save load, just in case anyone was curious. Seems like a lot of effort to save scum. I think we're literally gonna roll the dice. I think we're just gonna do it clean. I say that. If I fuck up real bad, then we might do it. We might. All right, let's try this. Still 75% chance we'll get a tick. Ooh, okay. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking, we're booking. We're looking good. No damage on reroll, so there's really no reason not to push it. Okay. Another 75% chance. Yeah, as Trial by Agent says, my push ability lets me re-roll my lowest die, and then I took the upgrade that meant I didn't take damage when I do so. The other upgrade is that I can re-roll, I think, the 2 lowest die, and I was like, well, how often am I gonna roll 2 1s? And then I was answered immediately by the universe, but I think avoiding damage is a better long-term option. All right. Ooh, a contract stress has occurred. Has triggered a crisis. A crisis will add 1 contract stress per cycle unless it is resolved at the crisis location. I see, okay. 1 crisis active, plus 1 per cycle. Oh, but we're so close. We're so close, though. Oh, we're so close, though. How do I see, okay. Hull breach crisis. Well, that was inevitable. It started with 2. Derelict hull is falling apart. If the breach isn't sealed, it will, and fast, the entire wreckage will collapse. Junie, once again, not that helpful. She is a child, though, and this is Endurus, so. Well, here's the thing is, do I want to even dedicate any dice to this when I'm so close? I guess I don't know how much longer it's actually going to take to get to the core. And I would be wise to assume this is a multi-step situation. So we probably should seal the breach. Seraphim, why'd you roll so bad? Okay, neutral outcome. That was 1. This is gonna be like nothing, though. No, I can't do that. It's not my kind of job. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this child haul wreckage. But what am I gonna make her do? I mean, this is risky, so I don't think it'll tick up the derelict stress if she fails, but it's not a great... It's just not a great trade-off. I do hate to waste a 4, but it's not really a 4. The best it can be is a 2. So I think we just have to cut our losses. Oh, that sucks. 4 dice that I'm not using? That sucks so bad. Seraphim, you need to pull your fucking weight. It's so rough. Yeah, I've got minions now. Okay. Alright, so the whole damage has increased. Ah, Seraphim finally fucking woke up and joined us here. Alright, the first thing I want to do... This will be easy. We're just gonna get this done. He rolled awfully for you too. I wonder if that's part of it. Alright, we're gonna crack this open and see what we're dealing with. This is the most important thing. Oh no, what? At a neutral outcome I get derelict stress? That's rough. The bridge of the derelict lies silent. The pale beams of your suit light lamps catch rows of terminals and clouds of glittering dust. Wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears as if underwater, chaotic but still. Junie glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She's been a stoic presence so far, but in this moment, she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. Let her cook. She's already prying the N-access panel off one of the more intact-looking terminals. As she does, puffs of rust color the vacuum around her red. Don't approach her. She turns back to the terminal and finishes prying off the plate. Then quickly, she reaches inside, fishing around for something. My guess is it's not the data core. It's gonna be like a picture of her family or some shit. Her hand comes back out with a waving cable topped with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard-sized deck out from somewhere on her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots into the connector. All of this happens in a few seconds, but routine, practice, and precise. It's hard not to be impressed. Nicely done. We'll see, she says, so quietly it seems mostly to herself. Junie's fingers dance across the deck's keyboard, and a burst of static lights up the Solheim terminal screen. Sudden burst of light and color takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away, the terminal screen flashing with blocks of color and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates, its long-dead systems forced back into chaotic life. Then all at once it goes dark. The terminal is dead. Shit! Junie hisses beneath her breath. Useless! You cannot tell if the insult is directed at the terminal or herself. Find anything? She looks up at you as if she was just waking from a dream. No, she pauses. Nothing useful. She protectively slides her deck away. Maybe this is a revenge story. Maybe she's trying to figure out what happened to this thing. The cradle with the data core can't be far. She pushes off from the terminal, gliding away from you. I'll start looking, she calls back, and heads to the other side of the bridge. Seraphine glides up behind you. Everything okay? What do you make of this kid? The kid? Seraphine shrugs. You know better than me. Keeps to herself. He squints at her retreating form. Seraphine stretches in his suit. I have to admit, it's nice to be back working, especially now that we're the ones who reap the benefits. He claps you on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough out there, back on Hexport, and out here, we're just as likely to get shredded by debris as find the damn data core. But aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down, having asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I am. I just don't want to speak for you. I'm glad too. Seraphine smiles. You better be. I didn't give up that little dark side cupboard I was living in for nothing. He laughs at his own joke. Look, Seraphine checks his suit's wrist seals. Once we've got a bit of space behind us, once we've gone the distance, if we manage to get that far, he furrows his brow. Don't feel you owe me. I'm no charity case. Oh my god. Is this the point to be dramatic, Seraphine? You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. He meets your eyes. Just do me the favor of telling me to my face. Hey, that's not gonna happen, bud. Seraphine nods, but doesn't respond. After a moment, he shines his torch out into the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beam. Seraphine sighs. Let's get to it. You watch as he crosses the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. You feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran this ship. The Solheim crew, surely long dead, except for Junie. What was it like before the collapse, when this system was the jewel in Solheim's crown? It's impossible to know. That history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick up what you can from the ruins. Okay. I think we've got to have our man do something about this. God, even a 5 is only 50% neutral. I mean, we've just got to have luck on our side. Oh, one tick you do me? Because we're about to have another crisis event. Okay. Down to a 3? Okay, reboot the system. Rather than hunting old pathways, rebooting selected sections of the ship's system can retrieve the data core's location as it responds. I mean, it's got to be that one. I've got so many points in it. One way to find the ship's data core is to systematically track the old pathways through the derelict in hope of finding the one that connects to it. This is so annoying because we really do have to address the derelict stress. We're never gonna get any loot. We're never gonna get any loot. Okay. The most important thing is to survive and get the core. So we've just got to try. Oh, negative outcome. Come on. God damn it. All right, I'm going to push. Oh, I re-rolled the 1 for a 1. Oh my god. Junie? Sorry about it, kid. Okay. Alright, so we're 1 away from sealing that. We'll be able to do that next turn, no probs. No probs. And we are gonna use this in the meantime. Oh my god! God damn it! Oh, Christ. Alright, hack protocol. Okay, this is more in our capabilities, at least. Derelict security system has been jolted back into operation. It needs to be shut down quickly. I mean... yeah, might as well. I'm not gonna use this for anything else. Okay. Should I... no, I'm not gonna risk it. And I already pushed, so... there's nothing we can do but roll. Damn! That was rough. That was a rough round, y'all. Alright, Seraphim, god damn it. Alright, let's... First and foremost, we only need 1 tick. Come on. Big money, big money, big money. Okay. Thank Christ. But that didn't actually, like... I kind of expected that to, like, decrease the stress or have some kind of effect. I'm confused about why I did that. I guess there's only 1 crisis active, so this will tick up slower. Okay, no, that makes sense. Well, God, should we stabilize then? Or should we just get on with it? I think we should just get on with it. We're not going to get any loot. That's okay. God, this is so many ticks. This is so many ticks, but we're going to crush it. That was a neutral outcome +1. We've got 3 ticks. Neutral outcome, 4 ticks. Alright, this will be 6. So we're halfway there. I think I have to risk it. I think I have to push it because we're about to have another crisis. I think I'm gonna risk it. Ah! I'm gonna push. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wow. Luck has really been against us this round. The push did nothing. That's rough. I'm just not having much success, Mechtel. Yeah, Roy. Yes way, Roy. I'm having not great dice rolls. Not good dice and not good luck getting stuff done. Fuel cleanup, huh? That's an engineering skill. I don't have any shit. I mean, it makes sense that it's really hard. This is like a core... This is not a side mission. This is a main story mission. But we basically have 2 more turns before this thing is destroyed. Because next cycle there's going to be 2 more ticks, and then I'm going to assume when this one hits, we basically have 1. This has the vibe of, like, you know when you play Pokemon and it's like the match setup really favors, if you want to beat Gary, you really have to pick like a specific Pokemon. It's kind of the same thing where it's like, if you want to have a good spread of abilities for this mission, you needed to have chosen, I guess the engineer? Not the engineer, one of the other classes. Yeah, long tone, exactly, when you pick Charmander, because you want to win. I think I have to rest. I want to push it, but if I push it and we get another stress, we're sunk. So we're just going to end the cycle. Okay. Okay. Thank Christ we finally got some good dice. You got it, Junie. Alright, this'll get us all the way there. Like Nuzlocke, yeah, Roy. Okay. Okay, finally the location of the data core is identified. Now extracting it is all that remains. Should I... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have used my 6 on that. Because now we still have to fucking extract it. Ah. Okay, thank God this is also an interface check. Data core is fragile, but by routing the data connections to it from its cradle, it could be lifted free without damage, at least in theory. Or we could just slice it. I think I fail. Because this is 8. If I got all perfects, we could get it. And there's nothing I can do to, like, decrease. I can decrease the amount of cycle damage we're taking. But, like, I can't tick this back, and it's going to tick up. Without the ability to clear off both of these crises, there's no way I can prevent this. Oh, my Christ. Well, then this is just what we have to do. Okay, so... boy. This is hard. The numbers are stacked against me, okay? Okay, we're one tick away. Seraphin, don't fuck this up. Seraphin? Seraphin, we need to be so lucky. We can get this. We have a 50% chance of getting this right now. Oh my god. We have to use these last 2 dice to get 1 tick. And if we don't do it, then we don't get the core and we fail and we die. I mean, there's nothing for it. Data core damaged? Okay, I see. So there's a damage ticker. All right. Come on, we just need 1 success. Please, Seraphin. Thank Christ. Oh my god. You watch nervously as Junie guides the core out of the cradle. A large ball, almost half your height in diameter, it glides out of the framework that held it, connections waving loose and cut. Her breath comes through the suit's comms, loud enough to be picked up, and it fills you with tense energy as you watch. Over the course of this job, you've seen Junie both focused and distracted, nervous and precise, but you have not seen her any more confident in this moment now. She floats beside the data core, handling it with care and skill as if this was the vast egg of some endangered bird. She glances up and sees you watching her, and you notice something unfamiliar in her eyes. Something you've seen... perhaps seen in a passing moment before, only now it is no momentary lapse or change. It is set in place. You see determination. Is she gonna backstab us or some bullshit? She guides the core a little away from you with one hand, and at the same time comes forward, almost placing herself between you and her prize. And it does seem to be hers, in the way she handles it, the possessive way she screens it with her body. We need to talk! The statement comes flat and deadpan, any nervous tremble gone, right now. Okay, I'm gonna hear her out. Sleeper. She takes a deep breath. I want to be honest with you, but I need to know you won't take this from me. Junie glances around the cradle defensively, but Seraphin is already heading back to the ship to prepare the cargo bay for the core storage. You two are alone. Tell me and we'll see. Fine, she folds her arm, but it's staying with me. Karsten doesn't deserve this treasure, Sleeper. Junie glances over her shoulder at the car. Do you know how many of these there are left intact? She shakes her head, and all he wants to do is wipe it clean so he can use it to interface with Hexport. All that data, gone. So what do you want? I want to extract the data, to make use of it. You see some genuine emotion flicker in her eyes. She sighs. After extracting the data, the core will become unusable. There's a security system that'll fry it if the data duplication is attempted. I can delay the security response long enough to copy the data, but after that, she trails off. You've done this before. She looks down. Yes, she meets your eye. This is why I came. Yeah, this is the person that lied about working for Karsten. Sure, super 100%. Look at this place, Sleeper. She gestures to the cradle room, a dark and twisted cavern of long dead tech. How many of these places are left? How many chances do we have to recover anything this old, this fragile? Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in their ruins, and yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Sinnett, Stat, and Conway, are descending on this system? What can we learn from the core? I don't know, Sleeper. That is the point, she gestures around herself. We could learn our history and how the system was settled. We could better learn the technology we build our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends. She looks at you with pleading eyes. We could see beyond survival, towards something else. You never heard Junie speak like this, and you realize that what you take for nervousness was actually control. This, the person in front of you, defending a decaying data core with their life, is the real Junie. She wants to eat the spaceship egg? That's funny. Do I only have this one option? I just spent all that time talking. But then you think of Lane, of the price he likely put on Yor and Seraphine's head, and of the feed lines, without which leaving Hexport will be almost impossible. Is this even a choice? Well, apparently it's not. So, apparently it is not a choice. There was not a... Was there a second option? Did I miss that? Did I fuck that up? Should I save scum? There was an explain option? Hold on, okay. We will save scum. And I promise to read better in the future. It just didn't have a check. Oh, okay. That's probably how I misunderstood that. No! Oh, Christ. Well, I'm sure it'll go better this time. I'm sure it'll go even better than what we did last time. This time I'll get all positive. So we won't even have to use Seraphine. Oh, Christ. No, it's worse. We did worse. We did a worse job. But it came down to the same roll. That's so funny. Oh, man. I promise I'm not gonna save scum a lot in this game. Promise I'm not gonna save scum a ton. I'm just trying to get us back to where we were. Just give it to me, game. Game, just give it to me. Seraphim, you can do it. My fingers hurt. Seraphim, it's up to you. My carpal tunnel. God. Disaster hot is absolutely a relative of nasty hot. Alright, this is the time. Yeah, this is the one. This one, I know, I can feel it. Gonna get nothing but posies. Game. Game? Okay. Turns out we were in the best universe that first time anyway. Alright. What you doing? Okay. Tell me and we'll see. So what do you want? You've done this before. What can we learn from the core? Hey, no. I see, okay. I thought this was one option. I thought we were gonna explain about the feed lines. Was that the text option? But, like, we were gonna explain about the feed lines, and that was the verbal part of the action of taking it from Junie. Yeah, no, we'll just explain. Junie listens carefully as you tell her about the deal with Karsten, the feed lines he offered you, and that both you and Ferrofin are on the run. Then I'll help you. Junie doesn't flinch. We can find another way to get those feed lines. Karsten is an idiot. I can hack his security and you can pull them out of there. Or Seraphine looks tough. Maybe he can grab them. She looks desperate. We can do it. We can do something. Aww. Ooh, why should I trust you is a good question, because she absolutely did lie to us. Junie sighs. Let me be honest with you. I don't work for Karsten. He didn't send me. Yeah. I might have misled you there. I knew he knew where the derelict was, and I heard your conversation. I've been keeping an eye on him. I know I lied, but I can help you. I mean, she was clutch during this, so I'm inclined to trust her. This is tricky because I did like Karsten, too. He was stern, but in a way I respected. Let me strip the data from the core, and I promise to help you get the feed lines. She meets your eyes with intensity. It's a lot of information to take in at once. You need a second to think. I mean, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's unfortunate, but she's playing on my core as an academic, which is to say knowledge. For secret hidden history knowledge that we could not get another way. I do want that. I do want that. We're gonna take the nerd option. Let's do it. Thank you. Junie looks genuinely moved. This is a gift to all of us, Sleeper. I hope you'll see it like that. Junie? You better do something fucking good with this information. Junie turns to the data core, quickly gathering one of its loose connections. She takes out her deck and plugs it in, then crosses her legs and places it across them, floating tethered beside the core. Oh, we actually have to bail Junie. It's dire out here, actually. Her fingers begin tapping at the keyboard, teasing out the core's data and whatever Solheim secrets it might contain. As she does, Seraphin enters. He braces himself in the entryway. What is she doing? Ooh. Yeah, I should have asked Seraphin about this. Well, he wanted to do missions anyway. Emptying the data? She's doing what? Seraphin jumps to attention, but you put a hand on his shoulder. He eyes you suspiciously. Totally fair. I hope you know what you're doing, Sleeper. He nods toward the core. That's our ticket out of Hexport. Junie will help us. If you say so. You both turn to watch Junie stripping the core of its secrets. A little while later, wow, we are just like hanging out here. Once the core has been emptied out and the defense mechanism has scorched its seal black, you watch the metallic sphere spinning gently in the room, wondering if you've just made a terrible mistake. Contract failed. All right. Shit. Well, let's leave. Yeah, I have to assume we just leave? There's no real reason to hang around. And we failed the contract, so... Yeah, we just leave? Okay, thank you. Boop. Oops. Sorry about it, Karsten. As you arrive into Hexport, Junie speaks up from the back of the cockpit. We're going to have to act fast if we want to take those feed lines. You and Seraphin exchange glances. You're both getting used to this new Junie. We? Only one of us fried the core and stole all its data. He shoots you a look, and for some reason we let you. I hope Junie's giving us like a fucking copy of that data or something. We can make this work. What I'm wondering, Sleeper, is why we have to. Seraphin looks infuriated. Totally fair. This was a big decision that I absolutely made without him. I don't think Karsten is going to take kindly to the idea that we brought someone pretending to work for him on a job and let her have his prize. He scoffs. He points at Junie like she's an object. Do you even know what she's up to? No. Junie looks between the two of you. Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay it. Fucking right you do. Fucking right you better. Not to mention that Karsten is probably ripping you off. Even if you get enough cryo, what's to say he won't raise the price? Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Karsten to get those derelict coordinates from the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles. She shakes her head. Seraphin is watching her closely. Even if I do take you at your word, which, given everything, seems a little tough, how do we even do this? He raises an eyebrow. You're telling me we just drift in there and take the feed lines? Look, I get it. You don't trust me. She pauses. But what if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here. Yes! We're gonna adopt Junie! There's nothing left for me here, and I don't much feel like hanging around waiting for Karsten to figure out my involvement in all this. I need safe passage. You need the feed lines to grant it. She allows herself a smile. See where I'm going with this? Get on board, Junie! Seraphim sighs. I don't like it, but it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? I like it. All right then, Junie smiles. Let me prepare. More mouths to feed, but I'm into it. I mean, the same skill set, which is not ideal for actually doing missions, but I'll head to Factory Row, scope the place out. Meet me there and we can work out a plan. She lenses between the two of you. Trust me, we can find a way. We'll keep it simple. Clean. Simple is good. Agreed. Seraphim cuts in. His dark look betrays his concerns. I'll go scope out the bay we need in Factory Row. We should split up. Less likely for Karsten to suspect us. Meet me there in a few and we can finish setting up. Junie unclips for a seat, floating. I want to show you I can be trusted. That we can do this. She looks between the two of you. Believe that, please. And with that, she slips away down the passage towards the airlock and hexport beyond. What if we never saw her in the game, the rest of the game? What if that was the last moment we ever see Junie? That would be really funny. You look at Seraphim. I'm saying nothing, Sleeper. He unclips from his seat too. Either this is the kind of mess you have to go through to get to the other side, or it's just the kind you never escape. Either way, we're in it now. He leaves the cockpit. You stare at the chaotic lights of hexport and wonder if anything in the Star Wars belt ever runs smoothly. Ha! Nono on YouTube says Seraphim looks like a Dragon Ball character, which is really funny. Alright, so we got 4 fucking ticks left. There's Junie's unit. Oh, Christ. Alright. So we need to crack it. I'm not going to engage. And I got such terrible dice this round. But we can at least start. At least start working on this. I mean, this is still 75% positive. And we're fully fed, so let's just roll. Let's roll it. We have so little time left. And there's no time to be coy. One more tick. Nice. I think I'm not gonna push it. That was way more successful than I was expecting. I think I am going to resupply while we still have the money to. And I think I'm just not gonna risk this last die. Okay. Christ. That was hard. Or maybe from Akira. I can see from Akira. The cyberpunk vibe of the game especially lends itself to the Akira. Woo, alright, 3 ticks. A great dice loadout, though. Has this game taught me what to do about damaged dice yet? Your current level of glitch. Okay, can a maximum of 6. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice and from Lane's attempts to hack your system. Each level of glitch you gain will increase the chance of rolling a glitched dice. Every time you roll a glitched dice, you clear 1 level of glitch. Glitched dice has an 80% chance of a negative outcome when used and a 20% chance of a positive outcome. God damn. Okay. That's not what I need, though. Stress and dice health. You accrue stress by undertaking dice actions, yada, yada, yada. When your dice are rolled at the start of the cycle, your stress dictates if they are damaged or not. Higher stress means a higher chance of damage. White markers above a stress bar will tell you which numbers will damage your dice when rolled. Hey, Corvus Punk. Good. Game going good. When at a hub, you can reduce stress at the Rig Monk's location using dice. Each dice has 3 dice health. When this is depleted, the dice will break, and it must be repaired to use normally. On the safe difficulty, broken dice are worth 1. On all other difficulties, they cannot be used. When at a hub, you can repair dice at the Rig Workshop location once unlocked by using rare and scrap components. I don't have those. On risky and dangerous difficulty, if all of your dice are broken, your character will die. On risky difficulty, that means if you gain 1 permanent glitch. On dangerous, your game will end. I don't have rare or scrap components, and I don't have the Rig Workshop. That's rough. Giving me a damaged condition that I literally cannot do anything about for the minute. All right. We only need one more tick. I probably could have used an even lower dice, but you know what? We got it. That's the important part. The sound of fists on keyboards wakes you up from scrolling code on the terminal screen. Wow, they even doom scroll in this future. I guess I better not break any dice. Laughing crow. So true. You turn to see Junie, a rare half-smile on her face, as she floats cross-legged with her deck in her lap. The blue light of the snap-on screen makes her eyes glint with glittering excitement. Got him. She shoots you a look. Karsten's whole system is mine. You push away from your terminal to glide over to her screen. Running the mapping protocol now. I want to know about every little dusty corner in his network. Is there much to map? Nice work. Hold on. We aren't even there yet. It's coming in now. Karsten is pretty paranoid. His whole system is iced over with some serious security, she frowns. What are all these layers of... A red pulse flashes across her face, changing her features as it does. Shit. Her fingers dance across the keyboard. Something is closing the port. We need... Another red flash and her screen goes blank. Junie's fist hits the keyboard again, harder. We've been kicked out. She's rapidly shaking her head. There's no way a salvager's shop should have that kind of countermeasure. She looks troubled. What if Karsten wanted the data core for the data too? What if he didn't want it just for the hardware? Maybe you peeked in the wrong corner? That's it? We're locked out? Maybe you peeked in the wrong corner. She looks over at you. It seems so. I think our friend Karsten is involved in some nasty stuff. She rubs her forehead in thought. Could we blackmail him? Wait, her fingers fly across the keyboard, her screen flickering with commands. A complex node graph assembles on the screen, a mess of interlocking connections. The mapping protocol did enough, she points at the screen. All the security systems are here. She indicates a dark section of broken connections. We didn't get what's here, but it seems like we found some kind of archive. Nothing we want. I want the archive. Junie, you don't want the archive? I wonder what's there. Junie shrugs. Some big data trolls, it looks like. Copies of old drives he found? Could just be a load of data left over from salvage jobs that he thinks is worth something. She smiles. He's a meathead with no eye for data, so it's probably a lot of debug logs he thinks are Solheim secrets. She giggles at the idea. Junie. Oh, it's probably not a cat. Junie pulls a thumb drive out of one of her many pockets and slots it into her deck. Time to train my cat. I'm just going to use my super identifying skills to figure it out. Bless me. You watch the code spilling across the screen and notice the address from the node map being marked and logged. It appears to be some kind of exploratory program. A ripper worm, perhaps? But why would Junie want the data from Karsten's network? Why wouldn't she? She's a little freak. Thank you. You glance at Junie and notice she's watching you carefully. I can see you following along, but trust me, you haven't seen one of these before. It's a Katzenjammer! Cats for short. Basically, it takes the network map, finds the weaknesses, when you hook it up, blasts the network with so much network noise and raw data that it becomes unusable. She smiles to herself. Any tech connected gets a killer headache. I built it to take the remains of Solheim security systems out of commissions on old derelicts. I had one too many close calls. Junie, what have you been doing? What will it do to Karsten's shop? Pretty much fry anything on our map. Cameras, shutter controls, alarms. It'll be pure chaos. Is that careful? Is that subtle? Is that simple? Well, it is simple. She plucks the thumbnail drive out of her deck and hands it over. The cat head sticker on catching the light as you turn it in your fingers. We've still lost access, of course. Junie turns back to her screen, bringing up another node map. But there's an old Solheim port from the original facility just outside Karsten's. Slot the cat in there, and it should be able to find a back door. How can you be sure? I spotted it on the map. She brings it up in another window. Karsten's hooked up to the old fixed network. It's a classic weakness. This isn't going to be quiet, she squints. His whole system is going to get data blasted. It's not a subtle hack. When you slot the cat, you get in, grab the feed lines, and run. God, we're about to make a bad enemy. Sounds like one hell of a risk. Seraphin's voice catches you both by surprise as he slips into the dark and empty unit. Well, Junie pauses, looking between the two of you. It's our best option. Seraphin narrows his eyes. And where will you be? while we run the gauntlet of scrambled security and make the grab. Junie looks away. I can monitor how it goes down remotely from here or from the ship. Seraphin gives you a look. You can tell he's finding it hard to trust Junie after everything. I mean, she has what she wants. She has what she wanted. So she could just totally bail. I'm gonna trust her. Be the change you want to see in the cyberpunk future. I trust you, Junie. She smiles a thin smile. Thanks. She starts to pack up her deck, but I'll find somewhere else to work. Close to the ship, but out of your way. Junie shoulders her bag and glides to the door. When you're ready, slot the cat and go. By the time you're back in the ship, I'll be there. She lances down. Don't leave without me. She shoots Seraphin another look and then slips out of the unit. Seraphin watches her go, then turns to you. The whole of Hexport is going to hear about this. He shakes his head. We better be ready to go the moment you slot that thing. This is what we have to do. Seems like it. He looks away. He's pissed. He's pissed and he's totally right. I'll be at the ship repairing the engine. We need to be ready to fit the lines as fast as we possibly can. Be careful. Don't stop for anyone or anything. He puts a hand on your shoulder, and don't even think about looking back. With that, he slips out of the unit, leaving you alone to consider what comes next. Alright, well, we've got three whole ticks left, so it's like, we don't have to do this now. My guess is when we do this, that will be the end. So, I would love to get some scrap. Would I love to get some scrap that much? Oh, look at the little cats and jammer. That's cute. Little cats and jammer icon. It's probably really hard for y'all to see on the screen. Alright, so, okay, this is where we plug this in. Alright, I'm good on energy. We're fully refueled. I might just do a little bit of work so we get a little bit more cash. I'm so tempted to use the 6 to get some scrap. It is dangerous, though. But if scrap is what we use to repair damaged dice, then it would be really nice to have some on hand. I think I'm gonna go for it. I think you've just got to be a little risky in the cyberpunk future. And not regret it because nothing bad's gonna happen. Negative outcome. All right, I got $3, but I lost an energy. All right. Honestly, not the worst case scenario. I'm gonna use literally the rest of my dice to get some money. Big money, big money, big money. Nice, positive outcome. Okay, that was great. That got us 30 more cryo, so I feel really good about that. There's the engine. What can I do there? Oh, fit the fuel lines. There's the cantina. There's the rig. I could use that to get rid of stress, which I do have. Oh, I need dice to do this. If this rolls a 1, then it will be broken. Which would be a shame. I might use one of my dice to rest. Okay, God, look at these dice. Never mind. These are good dice. These are good dice. Maybe I'll just go for it. Well, here's what I'm worried about, is I'm worried about having to do, if I wait too long, I'm worried about whatever this heist is, having a really bad dice loadout for it. And this is quite a good dice loadout. I think the roll we're probably gonna make, if this is I'm hoping the hot siblings will be back. Glumper. I'm assuming we have not seen the last of them, but who knows. I think I'm, this is the problem, is I hate to waste time. And that, we've got 2 whole ticks here. No, all right. I heard it. I said it out loud and I was like, 2 whole ticks is ain't shit. We're doing it. Oh, we got a little money too from the, all right, security hacked. Cats and jammed. Karsten's place is locked up for the cycle, shutter down, alarms on, and the denizens of Factory Row snaking past with deliveries and work orders. You hold your position opposite the shop, take a deep breath, and wait for a sign that this is gonna work. You look at the thumb drive with the shimmering cat sticker sticking out of the old Solheim access port. You imagine a flow of data as the Katzenjammer seeks for an entry point into Karsten's system. You think of Junie, tucked away near the ship, watching you through a public network. You think of Seraphin deep in the engine room of the rig. Hurry the hell up, you think. Enough waiting. I'm pouring myself more water, that's why I'm looking off screen. I was wise this time. I was like, this game's gonna have so much chalking. I'm gonna bring myself a little container of water with me so I can rehydrate appropriately. Then you hear it, a sputtering, a pulsating white noise sputtering. It is both pulsating and sputtering, and then screaming out of Karsten's shop. The shutter scissors up and down, the lights pulse, the alarm gurgle in confusion. For a moment, you are stunned into stillness. No! Be stunned into action! People stop in the street, then turn to look as the shutter's motors burn in a cascade of sparks and acrid smoke. Now or never. Am I not gonna need to use a single fucking dice for this? What a waste. Alright. I mean, it's the same chances either way. So, I don't actually want to know the answer, Long Tone. Thank you for asking, though. Hey, Matsaloo. I think I'm just gonna rush inside. Now or never. Damn. Negative outcome. Without waiting a moment longer, you kick off from the wall and glide toward the entryway, trying to slip between the gathering observers. However, you mistime your glide, crash into the back of a passerby, and send you both spinning through the passageway. You gather yourself and make a break for the entrance. You hear shouts behind you, but you don't turn. It's too late now. No going back. Shop is chaotic, and for a moment, you're completely lost among the flickering lights and screaming white noise. The smell of smoke and burnt components hangs heavily in the air, and you spin, trying to spot the felines among the mess of components. You hear more shouting from outside, and you feel your mind racing. What the hell are you doing? Panic sets in. Then you see them, the feedlines, piled on the window display. You scramble over, grabbing the bundle with both arms. They wave wildly in your grasp as you wrench them away and kick off from the counter, gliding back out of the shop. In the darkness of the passage, you slam into somebody. They pull at the feed lines. Without seeing them, you kick at their body and spin away, drifting down the passageway. You don't stop, bouncing from wall to wall. On your way back to the docks, your senses have still dulled from the screaming, blinking chaos of Carson's shop. Your arms ache from clutching the feed lines, but you don't loosen your grip until you see the entrance to the docking bridge. I hope I grabbed the right shit. Sleeper, you almost ignore the call until you recognize the voice. Jeannie glides out to meet you, her hand on your shoulder, guiding you towards the bridge. I'm with you now. She shoots you a glance. What a show, huh? She laughs nervously. It was certainly loud. She smiles a little. Wish I could have seen the cat in action. You both glide down the docking bridge, Junie helping you with the trailing feed lines. From what you can tell, news of the chaos in Factory Row has not reached the port yet. You feel a flush of excitement as you enter the ship's airlock. This is it! You did it! You try to keep focused, but the elation makes your hands tremble. You take a sharp turn in the central passage of the ship and make your way to the engine room, the feed lines now unwieldy in the cramped space. Seraphin's waiting for you, shaking his head. Looks like we're in business. He lets out a sigh, and on the run from 2 different people now. I'll take it from here. He is so right to be pissed at me. He quickly begins the process of connecting the engine to the subsidiary fuel tank. You watch, catching your breath as he works. How about you make yourself useful rather than just making me nervous, Seraphin says without looking up from his work. Go close the airlock and disconnect the bridge. You and Junie glance at each other. Both of you, now! Seraphin calls out. The 2 of you turn and make your way up the passage, your nerves settling now. You arrive at the airlock and reach for the control panel. Then you see him. Ha ha! Karsten, coming up the docking bridge fast. I think I'm just gonna close the door on him. No, maybe we should talk. My instinct is always to talk it out. Really? You think we should cheese it? Closing the door is really funny. And Mechtel's right, we did learn that we can save scum. I mean, there's no downside to closing the airlock, which makes it very tempting. What can I even say to him? Sorry about it, bruv. It's the wrong choice. The right choice is to close the airlock. But I want to talk to him. You call out, and Karsten just laughs in response. Not a chance. He slams into you with some force. Oh, he didn't want to talk. Sending you spinning into a metal wall behind you. You jerk in pain as you hit it and lose your sense of direction. Karsten's heavy hand grabs your neck and wrenches you towards his face. Sneaky little shit. You think I didn't know who it was when I saw what was taken? Yeah, we knew you would know. You're not that smart. I thought you sleepers were supposed to be smart. Before you can respond, he jerks back in pain, a thread of blood spiraling from his forehead. Junie swings again, the pipe catching him in the chest and sending him spinning towards the door. Uh-oh! You watch stunned as she inputs the closure sequence with trembling hands, and the door hiss closed, obscuring Karsten's floating body from view. Uh-oh! She's breathing hard and doesn't look up. The pipe drifts from her hands, spinning gently in the air. Thank you? She looks back at you and opens her mouth as if to speak, her eyes wild. That's maybe the worst case scenario. I was prepared to die. I was not prepared to make Junie do violence. Seraphin rushes past, gliding up the passageway from the engine room. Come on, get yourself strapped in. You and Junie silently follow him, your head spinning, your thoughts racing. You slip into your seat as Seraphin punches in the departure sequence. The rig begins to pull away from Hexport, Seraphin's hands on the control. You close your eyes and feel the force of the thrust firing. Rory, you're so right. Rory, you're so right to say it. What the? Seraphin's quiet question interrupts your thought as the rig cuts across the belt. God damn it, all the dice gone. I do wish the game was more clear about that. What a waste of all those dice. I will say I'm also annoyed that that came down. I mean, like, there was only one way that could have ended, I think, and that was with us getting the tubes. So the choice I made didn't super matter, but it was kind of annoying that it was just a literal chance and that I didn't get to, like, make any choices with what dice I used. Yeah, y'all think I should save scum that? Oh man, look at that's so many minutes to lose though. It's so much. That's true. If I save scum, I could use those dice. Don't scum this one. I did spend a lot of time deliberating. That's true. I think we're just going to go with it. You weren't here, so do it again for you, Rory. Very tempting. Don't let the guilt haunt her. I think we're just going to roll with it. It's only 8 minutes. It's 8 whole minutes. 8 so many minutes. Okay, we're not gonna do this for a lot of them, but I am gonna do a poll. We're not gonna do that very often in this game. And to make it worse, I'm not allowing additional votes. Kids gotta grow up sometime, chat. It's the cyberpunk future, chat. I don't know. You know? Olivia, vote manually. Yes, if you're on YouTube, enter your votes and I will count them. I will count them manually. Olivia's voting save scum. No votes for B, which in this case is to not save scum. It's okay, no. The votes were slightly in the favor of save scumming. So, y'all are soft touches. That's what I'll say about it. But yeah, I'm okay. You closed the door so you're curious about the dark Junie art? That's totally fair. Mugen Rafai, thank you for the resubscribe. That's the thing is, I think everybody should play this game. So if I choose stuff that's different from what you choose, I just highly recommend playing it yourself. All right, and now I can use this dice, which would be great. I think I am going to, I'm gonna once again try to get some fucking scrap. God damn it. All right, fine, we'll just get money. I like that I keep showing up at the scrapyard to haul, and they're like, you're so weak. We're gonna keep letting you do this, but you are so shitty at this. Okay, wow, that was great. We just made so much money. I feel so much better about it. We just made like 50 cryo. All right, now we're gonna do this thing. Okay, I'll make the same choices. But since it wasn't up to me, it was up to the game, it may or may not go how it went previously. All right, I rush inside. Oh, same outcome, all right. Okay. It certainly was loud. All right, close the airlock. VC money makes me feel better about not letting a child do murder. Rory, it's totally fair. I will protect Junie. Neutral outcome, check passed. You shake your shaking hand, input the closer sequence just in time. The door hisses and slams shuts in Karsten's face. He glares at you through the airlock's window, but as he does, the docking bridge's shutters scissor closed, blocking him from view. You hear it clunk as the clamps disengage. You are free. Seraphin rushes past, gliding up the passageway from the engine room. Come on, get yourself strapped in. You and Junie silently follow him, your head spinning, your thoughts racing. Boone, that would be so fucking funny. Plot twist, Junie hits you with a pipe instead. That would have been incredible. You slip into your seat as Seraphin punches the departure sequence. The rig begins to pull away from Hexport, Seraphin's hands on the control. You close your eyes and feel the force of the thrusters firing. Baby's innocence preserved. Oh, we got 2 upgrade points. Great. What the? Seraphin's quiet voice interrupts your thoughts as the rig cuts across the belt. Hexport is now behind you, drifting out of visual range, its glittering lights now just part of the background glow of the belt's thousands of reflective bodies. Whatever trouble you stirred up there, it has surely been left behind. You hear that, chat? That's what we call scot-free. Which is why Seraphin's muttering is worrying you. What's up? Seraphin turns. There's a transmission coming out of Hexport. Some kind of evac order? Uh-oh. He turns back to his counsel. Let me check this. Sleeper. The voice, as distorted as it is, cuts through you. It's Lane, of course it is. Lane with his cool-ass tattoo. I know you're there. A hissing pause. Is that coming from Hexport? Seraphin glances at you, confused. Is what coming from Hexport? Give me a second here, Sleeper. Uh-oh, it's into my brain. It's right into my brain. Uh-oh, chat. I'm getting a wide channel broadcast. He rubs his shoulder nervously. They're warning people to alter their course away from the station. You're slipping away, a squawk of noise. But we can't have that.
I take this personally, Sleeper. A sharp intake of breath. After all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me. Okay, Lane. You're making choices about how our conjoined future is going to go, and it's not going to be well for you. At last, we're headed away. At least we're headed away, Seraphin interrupts. Maybe it's just a precaution. I see a little something glittering out there, Lane continues. Could that be you? Sleeper? You hear Seraphin calling, but you don't move, you don't breathe. All you hear is Lane's voice. You unclip from your restraint, drifting forward towards Seraphin. He gives you a wild look. Something isn't right. You don't feel right. Oh my god, is he puppeting my body? Am I gonna have to kill Lane for this shit? A numbness grows in your body. Your fingers flex without your input. You reach towards Seraphin. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphin through you. Attention flickers in his eyes. Fear? A hissing silence, then a rumbling blast. All at once, the rig screams, system seizing in electromagnetic paralysis. All at once, the rig shifts, carried on some shockwave of light. Pain, then darkness. Voices echo warmly through your mind. Uh-oh. These seem like glitch dice, maybe. You can't quite make out what's being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain, so you let them fill the air, unidentifiable and soft. You're floating, so you cannot yet feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realize this, it begins to fade. Something spasms in your fingers and you flick it away. A sensation crosses the sole of your foot and you kick your leg. A weight settles itself on your chest. Kitty? You're awake. You open your eyes to light playing across the surface patterned with stained cushioning. You are alone. The voice is replaced by the hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You're alone, and this is not your ship. You jerk upwards against the scraps that hold you loosely to the berth, suddenly confronting the last thing you remember, an overwhelming numbness, and below it, an insipid animating force creeping through your mind. You pull at the straps and free yourself, floating up to the small habitation room, cushioned and worn, your mind racing. Where are we? You glance around, taking in the small room with its snicker-snack, with its knick-knacks tucked behind webbing, its stained and worn storage units, its faded padding. This is somebody's home. Cold light fills the room, and you float over to the dark square of the window. You see stars, the bright pinpricks of drive trails, and skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. Sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with a puff of equalizing pressure. Bliss! The entering figure jumps as they see you're awake. You're up. They hesitate in the doorway. Who are you? They laugh nervously. Right, we didn't meet. They glance back out of the doorway as if looking for help. I'm Bliss. They shrug, not sure what to add. Your crew are out, sorry. They brought you here. Here? Right, they nod slowly. This is my room. They glance around. Not much, I know. You're in my repair bay on the far spindle, if you know where that is. In the belt? Yeah, they smile sympathetically. In the belt. They look around at the room again. Come on, let's go somewhere a little more comfortable. They hold out a hand. You're safe. Don't worry. You follow them out of the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of somebody who is either born in zero-G or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you to an enclosed balcony where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out into chaotic-looking wet dock. At the center of the dock is the rig, scratched and worn, but still your ship. It's a reassuring sight. So what happened? Your ship. You were lucky I heard your distress signal. They sense you're holding something back. Oh, you sense they're holding something back. I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off. They laugh to themselves. Well, at least for someone. You're out cold when I got there, and have been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast. What about Junie? Oh my god, he got a costume upgrade! I love that. I make a habit of doing that. Seraphin's voice makes you spin. He got some leggings. Good to see you up. He can't suppress a smile. Glad to be back. He nods. Your eyes fall to Seraphin's bandaged abdomen. He notices and pulls his jacket over the wound. Seraphin looks better than when you came in. You should have seen. Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphin glares in their directions. I'm wondering if I did that to him. You know? Here, Seraphin pulls a few chits out of his pocket. Catch! He slings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. Working in your condition? Seraphim sighs, please. I'm fine. I got chits. Bliss looks at you apologetically. I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry. I can't work for free. Keeping this place going is bad enough. I get it. It's rough out here. Seraphim nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't freeloaders. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you two catch up. They turn to you. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. They pat you on the shoulder and glide back down the corridor. With Bliss gone, silence descends on you and Seraphim, both of you unsure what to say. Where's Junie? She's probably on the ship working on that deck of hers. Screen time, you know? You gotta limit the screen time these kids have. She's probably on the ship working on that deck of hers. She's been useful. Not sure we would have got that distress signal out without her. What do you remember? He looks at you with concern. Lane. Seraphim grimaces at the mention of his name. Lane? He shakes his head. Seraphim looks out at the rig. He takes a breath, steeling himself for what he has to say. Hexport is... He clears his throat. It's gone? He flinches. What do you mean, gone? It's gone. Seraphim catches your eye. What do you mean, gone, Seraphim? Dropped off the map. No signals apart from the ones sent from fleeing ships. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you've just been told. You think of the constant activity in the bins, the rumble of factory row, Karsten, gone. I wasn't actually that invested in Hexport, but that really does suck. Ah, God, I hope those hot siblings got out. Really hoping those hot siblings made it off. By the time Bliss reached us, we'd drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen it go up, but I saw Sleeper. Something exploded, white hot. He rubs his arm, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, the shockwave was on us. The rig was crippled. Engines kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops his hand inside his jacket, pressing the badge on his side. I managed to get her under control, but not before we started spinning. My restraints came loose, and you weren't even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. Felt like being trapped in an auto wash. He turns back to you. I'm impressed you made it, to be honest. A flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent, the image a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? It's probably unrelated. Consequences for my actions? No. Seraphim shrugs. Your guess is as good as mine. He squints. Would Lane do something like that? It doesn't make any sense. Utsubo is a gang. They run Darkside. They don't go around blowing up stations. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. I picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything. Please, hot siblings. Please, hot siblings. You both go silent for a moment. So, we lost our tail? Seems like it, he looks away. At least that shockwave would have burned our trail out of the belt for now. Some good news. We already owe Bliss for the work they did on the rig, and it isn't finished yet. A few more cycles, I've been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying, even if we could get the rig started up. He rubs his necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies. We need to make sure you're okay. He counts off the issues on his fingers. After that, he shrugs. I haven't heard of anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd have to come through Hexport, or what's left of it. He looks away. A far spindle is way out of Lane's territory anyway. They call this bit of the belt the Wash, and the stations here run differently to Darkside. So for now, we have some freedom. Seraphim sighs. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get into even more trouble, that is. All honestly, I was hoping you might have some ideas. He pats you on the shoulder. I mean, we're sitting pretty. End of sentence. We got 5 fuel, we got 5 supplies. We've got a decent, this is probably more money than I had at one time in the last game at all. Like, that's probably, I never made a ton of money in that game. I'm gonna get my blanket, hold on. It's rainy and chilly here today. We could look for a contract. I have upgrade point I want to spend. Blanky time, exactly. That's so cozy. Oh, you're gonna have a cozy little breakfast once this egg is done? It's really nice. A cozy little breakfast is incredible. We all just got blanketed. It's good to blanket up. If you can be under a blanket, you should be under a blanket. I want to rest up, and I want to figure out how to repair this shit. So I think I want to explore. The far spindle, there's plenty to see. This is a free station. No one faction holds control, so it's quite the circus. Just watch your step out there. Seraphim pauses and stares down. Look, sleeper. He rubs his side. I'm not sure I can work right now. I just got kicked out of a salvage yard for passing out on the job. Ha! Even with the pain meds I've been able to scare up. I can fly, that's for sure. He stares obstinately at the rig. But you're gonna need some crew if you want to do any serious work. He chews his lip. I'm sorry. Don't be. Seraphim nods. Thanks, sleeper. I'm gonna take a rest on the rig. I'm wiped. I'm gonna take a rest on the wig. I'm riped. You look out at the rig as he leaves, the warmth and softness of your waking moments now feeling like a distant memory. Is that what you wanted? Freedom? A chance to work for yourself, not Lane? Well, here it is, with all the problems and complications you can imagine. God, is this game going to be about how hard it is to be a freelancer? Oh, no! 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 At what cost? Could Lane have wiped out Hexport just to try to end you? You shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Theories cloud your mind. Dwell on them. Could it have been Conway, a drone or mine drifting starward? Sinitsat, perhaps, with some plan to weaken the belt? Or a belt faction attempting to flip the board by intent or mistake? I mean, the first one was about the gig economy too, but this one feels somehow more pointed. The belt had considered itself safe from the war brewing in the inner system, but now, Hexport's loss will be felt all across the Starward belt. But what does that mean to you? Your needs are much more immediate, apparent. Those must come first. You take a breath. Time to make a plan. Alright, I got some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice and from Lane's attempt to hack your system. Current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock. I see, so I got one glitch. Boom. You can have a max of 6. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice at the start of the cycle. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear one level of glitch. So you have to roll the glitch dice to clear the glitch. Is that the only way? That sucks. Glitch dice has an 80% chance of negative outcome when used and a 20% of positive. I do like that it's like no neutral. I just got tricked into looking inward. Sheeta, it's true. Sheeta, it's true. How dare this game make me feel real things about my real life? Glitch clock tracks the level of glitch. Okay. Glitch dice looks like that. Yeah, that tracks. You see Junie in the airlock, her small collection of things crammed into her bag. New drive available. Is it never let Junie suffer or experience violence? A laughing crow says, Chat, I need advice. I gotta pick what I'm doing for my batch cook for my work block. Any recommendations? Ooh. Chili? Are there allergies or food choices that you need to be cognizant of? Glitch clock? It does seem like I am hurtling towards a really funny misspeaking every time I say it. Thankfully I'm not packing my clit block, because that would be really confusing. Or my gitch clock. Thank you, Geosdai. No says soup with soft dinner rolls, which would actually be very lovely. I was coming to see you, I promise. She looks nervous. I was waiting for you to wake up, but Seraphim said you were okay, so... Sure you aren't sneaking off? She looks away. I don't like big goodbyes, that's all. Is she really bailing? While you were out, she pauses, the concern for you obvious. I was digging into the data I pulled from the core, the Solheim one. There's a lot of stuff in there. But it's impossible to read. Either I'm decrypting it wrong, or I don't have the right cipher. Whatever it is, I think it means the data is important. Or at least it was to Solheim. I need to find someone to help me pick away at it, to crack it open. She looks down. That's why I'm going. You can't use fish or seafood, or I'll give some of my coworkers anaphylaxis. I mean, a good, like, bean chili. It's gonna be filling. It's gonna be easy to make a ton of it. It's gonna be very flavorful. You have a lot of, like, fun toppings on the side if you want people to have, like, an interactive meal experience. For batch cooking, it's hard to beat a big old pot of something. I need to find someone to help me pick away at it, to crack it open. She looks down. That's why I'm going. We can take you there. No, look. She takes a sharp breath. After what happened with the rig, Bliss saving us, we're all lucky to be alive. She shifts her bag on her shoulder. I think I'm better off alone. For now. Junie, no! Oh, she suddenly reaches in her bag, producing a handful of chips. Some of the data I sold, just so I could buy myself a ticket to where I need to go. It's not much, but here's your share. She passes you the chits. I don't think I should take money from this child, but I'm a freelancer. No, I can't take money from this child. Keep them. She pushes them into your hand. Don't worry, I've kept enough. How much? Hey, how much did you sell that fucking data for? Hey, kid? How much money are you sitting on? Hey, Junie? I think this kid played us. I don't think she intended to. I think she did play us. What are you chasing? She freezes, caught off guard by your question. She pauses. I know there's value, true value in that data, Sleeper. I know it, and... caption's down. I hope it caught my funny Klitsch Glock joke. Alright, we'll give it a minute to catch up. Oh no, there it goes, okay. Oh, see, it had a backlog. That's interesting. It was still tracking it. Okay. I know there's value, true value in that data, Sleeper. I know it. And she pauses again, unsure of herself. I have a project to continue. One I won't abandon. It did? Oh, thank God, no. Maybe I can tell you about it another time. She smiles weakly, closing it up again. Well, she rubs the back of her neck. See you around. You watch her drift away from the docking tunnel and into the far spindle, with questions still bouncing around in her head. I think that kid fucking played us. Maybe if your paths cross again, you might be able to find some of them answered. I mean, game, they'd fucking better. We'd better cross paths again. Alright, help the residents, which I'm probably not going to do because it's engineering. The underhang grew organically, unit after unit, built onto each other by refugees and new residents. This makes it a tough place to explore. Alright, so we either need to make friends with people down there. What do we got? Ooh, this place is big. There's the Pinnacle Docks. I bet we could do some work. Study the manifest. With so much freight flying around, it seems safer to cozy up with the terminal and place the manifest to learn this place. Okay. Look around at the Pinnacle Docks without getting in someone's way is hard. It takes fortitude to explore. I know I have an upgrade, so we're going to do that before we actually do anything. But I want to see what our options are. Chat to crews. Spacer crews are a constant presence in the core. If you want tips on crew and contacts, you might as well ask them. Explore the core. From wide transit tunnels to labyrinthian corridors, all the passages of the spindle seem to pass through the core. Core of the spindle is where crews and freelancers mix, travelers rest and resupply, and business gets done. And here's Bliss's Bay. Repairing the rig, mostly patched up, but Bliss wants a few more cycles. Okay. So we got at least 4 cycles here. This will help you reduce stress. So I don't have any stress. I just can't do anything about any of my shit. It's so frustrating. I have to assume, let's double check though. Okay. I have to assume that the thing that we are doing doesn't matter. So the actual skill that we have, I'm imagining, won't affect the glitch. So like we've got a bonus here, but it's not even affected by it. That's rough. So it really only makes sense to use these dice on a safe option or risky at best, but not like anything dangerous. All right, we got 2 points. Can re-roll an extra die. -2 stress if re-roll 6. Oh, so I can like sacrifice a 6 to get rid of stress. Or something I don't mind failing, yeah. Re-roll random dice, but +1 rolled. I mean, the thing about push is that I can use it whenever. So I could potentially use this. I just use my dice and then whatever 2 are left. I'm excited about re-roll dice cannot be a 1. But I might save these points. It has fucked us over not having engineer skill. But also, doubling down on something I'm already good at feels like not a terrible choice. I think I'm not going to spend these points right now. Yeah, that's the thing, Long Tone, is the flat skill upgrades I feel almost more powerful than these push options. Kind of regret not saving my first 2 points. Because no dice damage on push reroll. I guess I misunderstood this. I thought this meant I wasn't going to take damage. But I think what it means is that when I re-roll it, the dice that I re-roll don't get damaged. Anyway, I'm gonna hold on to these 2 points. And let's see what explore far spindle, find potential crew. Okay. Tend to hang out in bars and canteens. All right. So these are both minor, but if I complete both of them, I'll have enough points for a skill upgrade. Explore each section. Find a far spindle bar. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have you keep doing that. All right, well, let's just, like, talk to some people. This is risky, dangerous. Risky, dangerous. I think it's all gonna be risky, dangerous. Oh, risky, risky. I get, let's just pop, we're gonna pop a couple in these. They're gonna go poorly, but... Oh, damn. All right, well. Oh, I got an achievement. Get a positive outcome with a glitched dice. Damn. All right. Ha! No on YouTube says, some games have depressing story. This game has depressing game mechanics. God, I pushed my luck. I feel like I shouldn't push it anymore. Oh, what can I get with an Intuit? I might use my Intuit. Because I see this glitch dice will go away when I sleep. I mean, it's the glitch dice is worse than a 1. Yeah, I do think the glitch dice is worse than a 1 even. Come on, big money, big money, big money. No whammy. A middling amount of whammy. Yeah, the 20% positive is tempting. I think this will be easier. Oh! As you glide through the pinnacle docks, you hear shouting echoing down a corridor. Oh my god, am I going to save somebody else? Am I going to save another hot sibling? Is this game full of hot siblings for me to save? You tentatively change directions, your eyes fixed ahead on the passage as the passage widens out into a large bay. Others rush past you, heading towards the commotion. Your eyes are drawn by the bay's vast viewing window, which is currently being splattered with glittering shards of ice. In front of it, a dock worker is shouting to anyone who will listen. Spacers, worker of the far spindle, we need your urgent assistance. The water carrier's spring tide has suffered heavy damage in its transit from Wellspring. He takes a breath. All able hands, we need you to help secure the cargo. Without this water, Far Spindle will struggle to support you. He looks desperately at the crew. Please, anyone who's able to help, please make yourself known. Behind him, a corona of ice jets from one of the tanks, drawing a pale halo around the ship. A handful of experienced-looking spacers push through the crowds toward the front, and dock workers start directing them to nearby bridges. You watch the scene unfold, hesitant in the face of making someone else's problem your own. That's not how I operate. I'm totally fine making people's problem my own. Miner, help with repairs. Water hauler has arrived and needs your help. I guess that happens here? No? That's the whole game? Yeah, exactly. What else is there to this game? Oh, we unlocked a kitchen. Earn a meal. Memba's kitchen serve those that can't work in the underhang, but able-bodied visitors like you have to work a kitchen shift to eat. All right, we can impress someone. We can impress a chef. I can't remember his name, but I remember loving the chef in the last game. Yeah, I'm wondering if I probably just need to unlock the dock that's gonna be able to get me to a place where I can help the crew. Do I want to risk? We're gonna do this once. I mean, I've got full energy. I've got almost full energy. Ooh, new location discovered. Oh, it's the spring tide. Okay. And they do need interface help. A serious lake. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Well, I didn't help. And I got a little hungry, but there are worse things. Alright, let's go ahead and end that cycle. We did good. Yeah, Mr. Mushroom Cooker, yeah. Alright, this is my last glitch die, because I've cleared off my glitch now. Wow, we only have 6 cycles, I guess, until stuff kicks off again. Okay. Wow, I've got some great die now. But I also have the safe option. I'm actually gonna use my glitch on this safe one. Yeah. Oh! You annoy one of the chefs and they saddle you loading the auto wash. By the time you're done, there isn't much food left. That's fine. I got a tick. I didn't increase this, but that was a better use of the glitch die than I feel like I could have hoped for. I do want to explore everything, but there's an emergency and I got some really good die. This is actually kind of a waste because it's not making the best use of my 6s. Here, well, you know what? We're gonna help a little bit. Alright, okay. And then I'm gonna use these 6s too. See, I don't want to use them for this interface either. Hey, Liz! Alright, we're gonna use the 6s, I think, to work on the underhang. Oh, we're gonna unlock the underhang. Ooh, new location discovered. Another bar. Improvised residential block. Sealing shift. Most of the far spindle workers don't like going out to seal new units, so they leave that tiring and dangerous work for outsiders. How bad will this drop? Ooh, pretty bad. I'm just gonna befriend people so they give me jobs I'm good at. Hey, Hobbs! Nimba backwards is abmin, which I bet is what this game will be providing shortly, Tralabai Agent says. Well highlighted. The citizen is sleepy, Hobbs, and so are the rest of us. Alright, we befriended the underhang. Okay, ooh, we can buy scrap. Scrap components are bundled up in nets, most of the corroded beyond use, but with a careful eye, some good ones can be picked out. All right, we can process scrap or buy scrap. Or take a scrap shift. Which you're probably not gonna do. All right, and that's all my dice. That was a good round though. I feel good about it. I'm gonna end the cycle. Ooh, you awake to the sound of blaring proximity alarms. You quickly unstrap from your bunk and dizzily glance around. Lane, bounty hunters, you kick off and glide to the door. As you do, Bliss pops their head around the corner. Sorry, they look a little sheepish. In all honesty, it's not my fault. Your wiring's all backward. It takes you a moment to understand what she's saying. You steady yourself against the door frame. Sorry, I'm just a little jumpy. I get it, Bliss looks down. Didn't mean to wake you. It takes you a while to get ready and drift down to the mess to see what's happening. By then, Bliss has turned off the alarm. You find them unspooling wires from a batch you'd never previously noticed in the mess's ceiling. Sorry again, sleeper. Their voice comes through the ceiling panels, muffled and dull. You settle on a stool, neatly tucking your legs behind the crossbar. How are you doing?
Me?
Bliss's muffled voice echoes around the room.
I'm working.
A pause.
Helps keep my mind off things.
What things? Bliss spins deftly, hooking their legs into an open ceiling so that, from your perspective, they're hanging upside down. They give you a look. Do you really want to know? A yawning Seraphim drifts in. He looks between the two of you, amused. What are you both doing up so early? You and Bliss exchange amused looks. What? Seraphim asks. You didn't hear the alarm? He shrugs. Heavy sleeper. Ha-cha-cha. Ha-cha-cha. He drifts over to the mess's cupboards to hunt for some breakfast. Yeah, Bliss in the sequel. You turn back to Bliss, but they've disappeared back into the ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with the shrill screech of a power tool. Servant looks totally unaffected and hooks himself onto a stool, lazily sucking at a ration pouch while he taps away at his slate. The screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off from your stool. Time to head out. Bliss rushes after you, stopping you in the passage before you can leave. I have something I want to show you. Bliss leads you off the main corridor into a corner of the ship you don't remember visiting before. You come into a room with low, sloping ceilings, a single round window illuminating some neat tool storage, and a workbench set into the wall. Look, Bliss begins, I'm no specialist, but I'm a quick learner and I'm good at repairs. They smile. And I think you have need of me. Crew member! They glance at you, at a tear in the thick vinyl skin of your arm. Can I take a look? Okay. Hey, do you need a posse, Bliss? They smile and lead you towards the workbench. They turn your arm, looking at the tear from all angles. They reach over the workbench and take a small sealant gun from the rack. They're just gonna glue gun me back together? Bliss, I think you overstated your abilities. You look at the setup. It's basic, but looks clean and well organized. They gently close the tear with sealant, pressing the edges together so it closes up neatly. After they're done, they reseal your arm, and you can barely see the star. Bliss admires their work. See? They smile. I know it's more serious than a tear, Bliss folds her arm, but I can handle it. They turn and search through the set of metal drawers for a moment. Here! They produce a couple of carefully machined, pristine components. Was saving these for an important job, they wink. I guess I found it. Bliss, I'm gonna protect you with my very life. Bliss pushes the components into your hands. Take them. When you're ready, come up here and we'll fix you up. These are rare finds, though. In future, we might have to make do with something lower quality. They wince. You can find scrap components at most scrapper ships, like the one that's hanging around the underhang. The better the components, the easier they'll integrate with your system. Bliss leans on their workbench. I'll do my best to keep you running. Thank you. Don't worry about it, they shrug. You're a guest in my bay, and I can't have my guest's bodies collapsing now, can I? Plus, I think it's benefits me if you think of me as indispensable. Join my crew! Join my crew! I should get back to fixing the ship. They leave you in the workshop along with among the simple tools, considering the particular qualities of your new friend. All right, new drive available. Dice repairs now available. Visit the rig workshop above. Thank God. We got two rare components. All right. It'll take some components to repair your frame, so it's a good idea to get a hold of. Fix the dice slot. Okay. Oh, we also have a shop? You can repair dice at the rig workshop. You can only repair dice which are fully broken. I can't just That's also frustrating. Repairs require either scrap components or rare components. The better components you use, the less glitches you will suffer. You cannot repair dice during a contract. So I have to wait for this to break before I can fix it? That's a bad strategy, chat. I find that annoying. All right, well. I disagree with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it strategy. I mean, it's just setting up a situation in which it fails on a mission. And so it's like, fine. Let's help. Let's help some people. All right. All right. Ooh, all right. We only need one more. I might just... I don't know if I want to use my last 3 die for 1 tick. Let's do this. This will be fine. Damn. 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 Well, I might let this go for a round. And then use this to start working on... I only needed 1 more with the overhang, right? Oh, did I get it? Oh, okay. I must have gotten it. Scrap. Sealant. I'm never gonna do the sealant. Yeah, preventable mending. Exactly. I'm gonna use my sad little basic dice here. If nothing else, I'll get a meal. Negative outcome, +1 energy. But I have not yet impressed Nimba, even a little bit. Alright, I guess I'll work on... I'm gonna wait till I have better dice. We're gonna use this last 3 dice. Well... I could use it to study the manifests. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Big money? Neutral, +1. Alright. Good enough. Good enough, chat. Alright. In the cycle. You jerk suddenly awake. Oh my god. 1 normal night's sleep, please. This really is my life. A fragment is lodged in your mind, a shard of sound, of signal, of tone. It resonates like tinnitus, obviously internal, inescapable. You look down to see your hands blurred, your fingers detached, dancing as if they were typing. Settle them. Your fingers flap like caught birds. Take control. It takes all of your focus to settle them. You force yourself back into them, a sensation like squeezing on a tight pair of gloves. Is this like... when you lose sensation in your fingers, you know, when it gets all telephone staticky? Is that what, but if you're a robot, it goes, you flex your hands a little to feel them, test them. What was that? Take a deep breath to calm yourself, but as you do, you're reminded that you don't need to breathe. It is a claustrophobic sensation that you cannot shake. You get up, push off the wall, pull on your clothes, anything to escape the dreams that hover there in the back of your mind. Seraphim drifts in casually, headed to his bunk to grab something. You can't shake the strange sensation that he just drifted into your mind. He shoots you a glance. I said, are you okay? You look terrible. Yeah, not really, you mumble a response. You need to talk to me, Sleeper. Seraphim gives you a look. He sighs. I knew something happened back when we were in Hexport. I don't know. I saw it, Sleeper. Something changed in your eyes. He paused, looking for the right way to explain. It looked like you were gonna fuck me up. They were cold, fixed. I've never seen that before. He looks away. Back when we first met, I knew at once you were human. I knew because of your eyes. I never met a sleeper before, but I knew immediately that you were no machine. It was obvious. But then on the rig, I couldn't see that anymore. I don't know what happened. What did it feel like? He gives you a curious look. Try to identify it, yeah. Positive outcome, -1 stress. That's cool. You close your eyes and recall the moment. You remember Lane's voice, the rig hot and close, the numbness. And then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind, thin and bright like spider silk, a thread, a connection between your mind and something else. You open your eyes to Seraphim's expectant face. You try to think how to describe what you just felt, but words fail you. Still, you know you felt it. The invisible hand of a signal linked to your mind, and the thought makes you shiver. We need to get you checked up. We need to know what's happening. Seraphim gives you a stubborn state. This isn't just about you. I agree. I need to see a doctor. I've been asking around. Seraphim's face is set with determination now. There's another station near here. Flotsam. Flotsam's a great name for a space station. That's really good. It's a mess, an accumulation of wrecks and docked ships, but it also houses some of the best artificers in their wash. We should go there as soon as the rig's ready. Okay, I'll go. Thank you. Look, I know I don't know what it is like to be a sleeper. I understand there are things you can't tell me, can't show me, but I do know how fear can keep you from doing what you need to do. I'm not gonna nag about it. He sighs, but it needs to be done. I said okay, Dad. He passes by you as he leaves the bunk, squeezing your shoulder as he does, leaving you to your thoughts. You finish getting dressed, feeling your body, its strangeness, even though you wish you didn't. At the very least, you think you need to find someone who can stop you from falling apart. Maybe Flotsam's not such a bad idea. Push through the thought to the back of your mind. There's a cycle ahead, and the rig isn't ready. When it is, then you'll see. New drive available. My God, the drives keep piling up. We're gonna focus on the Springtide. We're gonna get that done right now. We've got a good. Ooh. Oh. We just got a cargo upgrade. Hey, Turtleo. Seraphim's just like a dude, I think. I think he's just a dude. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna finish this up. We only need one tick. I don't want to use a good dice on this. Come on. God. Damn it. Fine. We'll use a good dice on it. Minor drive complete, +1 upgrade point. Okay. Springtide seems stable now, even if a huge amount of water has been lost in the process. You watch from the docking bay's viewing window as the crumpled vast hull of the Springtide is finally welded shut by a score of bright torches flickering against its side. Everywhere I look, I see a crisis. Hello, Malik? The voice comes from beside you, and you turn to see a man floating there watching the repair work. You don't recognize him. I saw you out there, helping the crew. He turns to you with a serious look. The far spindle needs the water. You aren't wrong. He pauses, watching you carefully. I haven't seen you on the spindle before. What, if I may ask, is your business here? I'm not gonna tell this stranger I'm escaping from someone. I'm running a crew. He nods. I see. Springtide is my ship. His face remains impassive. At least, I am her captain. I do not own her. The Logic Syndicate, my employer, was the one to put her into service. Glad to meet you. He bows his head gently. You have my thanks for assisting with the repairs. We were caught by some autonomous Conway munitions. He looks out at the ship. The Wellspring run is getting more dangerous every cycle. And after Hexport, he pauses. I do not expect things to improve. You both go quiet for a moment, the loss of the station still inspiring silence in anyone who mentions it. Tell me, Malik meets your eye, as a sleeper, do you feel you have an advantage over others, or does your particular condition provide only weakness? This is a tricky question. Huh. I would lean towards downsides. Because, like, right now I'm starving and all my shit's busted. But I've never played as a human in these games, so I don't feel like I have a good understanding of the difference. I mean, it is cool that we can just use hot glue to patch my arms up. Hobbs. Hobbs says, there are many benefits to being a marine biologist. I mean, sleeper. Yeah, it's such a bold question. I don't know how to answer. Because I don't know what Malik's vibe is, but I want to make friends. That's true that I don't need to breathe. I might just, like, not answer it. That feels rude, though. I did just help this dude fix up his ship, though. This is such a false binary. I'm not answering that. Apologies. Malik gently raises his hands. You're only the second sleeper I've met. I asked because you have impressed me. He gestures toward the Springtide. Your work on my ship only evidences your abilities. You far outperformed even my own crew. Boom. He looks at you, angling his head in deference, in conditions that are usually deadly. Alright, I guess it's advantages. Sadly, despite even your good work, our losses have been great, and the administrators at the Far Spindle are not happy. We are to be impounded here until the Lotic Syndicate fulfills the agreed water freight? Shit, this war continues to pressure the belt. He frowns at the crumpled-looking ship. What will you do? This is where you are needed, Sleeper. I knew this guy wanted to hire me. My crew tells me you have a ship, you have workers. This is what I need. As we fled from the Conway attack, our navigator registered something of great interest. A water-rich asteroid, one I believe is previously unknown to the syndicates. He comes a little closer. For now, I have sworn him to secrecy, as I must you. Wow, you told me first and then was like, but you gotta be chill about it. Malik, you're too trusting. But if this asteroid could be surveyed, its value confirmed, it would make more than make up the shortfall of the Springtide. He pauses thoughtfully. Let him continue. I want you to survey the asteroid for me. It is a simple enough job, but its location, so close to the edge of the wash, is problematic. However, you've shown yourself to be very competent. If you're careful, there's no reason we should have problems with Conway or any other hostile party for that matter. Hostile party? Malik shrugs. The wash is where the orbits of the inner system and the starboard belt conspire to bring vessels, objects, and all kind of wanderers together. It is a territory of opportunists. I will, of course, reimburse you with a portion of the fee for the Far Spindle administrations are withholding from me. 250 cryo is my offer. Why not do it yourself? As I've said, my ship's impounded. Alright, that's fair. Malik passes you a thumbnail drive. Here are the details on the tests I need you to run for the survey. Oh, I'm doing it, I guess. Oh, I guess this guy's saying I'm doing it. Sample a core of ice from deep within the asteroid should give you enough material to work with. You notice a member of the Springtide's crew waiting quietly at a distance, and Malik nods to them discreetly. This is a delicate matter, Sleeper. Survey the rock, and on your return, broadcast the results to my personal terminal. The frequency is in the data. He pauses, meeting your eye. The results go to me, only to me. Then once this matter is resolved, you will be paid. I am needed, he nods to the crew member, but I expect that you have all you need. He pauses. I've enjoyed watching you work, Sleeper. Impress me again. I don't know what to make of this man's vibe. I was voluntold Geos die, that's exactly it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate when people are like, earn my respect again. Impress me again. I've got something you want, and it's my respect. My instinct when I see that is to be like, I actually don't need your respect, idiot. You have misunderstood our relationship severely. And that's the vibe I'm getting from this. And with that, he bows a little and drifts away to meet his crew member. But I think I'll do also, here's what I'll say, is he seems very differential, which is why I don't want to immediately read impress me again as that kind of vibe, but like he's very forthright, but he also seems to be balancing out with like bows and being respectful and like not pushing. I don't know this guy's vibe. After watching him go, you turn back to Springtide, still impressed despite being scarred with the curls of ice and shiny with fresh welds. You imagine any captain of a ship like that has been through a lot to get to where they are. That makes them a valuable ally or a dangerous adversary, depending on where you are. You hope with Malik, you can find your way to being the former. I might go down and try to get some grub. And maybe impress somebody at some point. Oh my god, negative outcome still, but more energy. Let's do it again. Aha! 2 energy, and I finally impressed a little bit. Okay. And then what do I want to do with this 3? So we got one more tick for things to repair. This is going to be the last cycle. Once this cycle ends, that will be the end of the stream. So we already went over. I could have stopped before this cycle, but I was like, let's see where this goes. Alright, I think I'm going to use this to study a manifest. Neutral location. 1 tick. New location discovered. Oh, nice. Okay. Align arrays. The signal station makes use of the network of arrays across the far spindle. Synchronizing them is specialized work that I'm good at. Or interpret signals. Sorting through them is too much work for the crew. Interesting. Curious what those two get me. Alright, that's my dice. I've got 3 points. Once I complete one more minor drive, we'll be able find a far spindle bar. Let's track that. Does it have any hints about where that's gonna happen? The one I haven't been working on? Alright. Okay. That's fine. We'll work on that later. And I'm well fed. So we're gonna end the cycle. It feels like we're doing okay. Oh god, game please. As you drift lazily down, did it just save? Okay. As you drift lazily down into the ship's mess, you hear raised voices. You steel yourself for a moment at the entrance, then slip inside. Seraphin sits hooked into his usual stool, his slate glowing beside him. He's shaking his head as you enter. Bliss, meanwhile, is floating freely and gesticulating sharply as they explain something important. I don't see why not, Bliss chops the air. It's not like you have an alternative. We can get the cryo. It'll take time, but we can get it. That was the deal. Seraphin speaks calmly, trying to placate Bliss. Sleeper! Bliss spots you entering, and they turn to Seraphin. Let's see what Sleeper thinks about it. About what? They both fall silent for a moment. Seraphin sighs. The rig's ready, Sleeper. Bliss gestures around the mess. I fixed it. Hell, I've improved it. She's purring thanks to me. I mean, you did increase our fuel hold, which rules. Now, would you say, having done such an incredible job, I deserve to be paid properly for my work? A calculated look crosses their face. A refit and retune like this would typically cost my clients hundreds of cryo, even if I was feeling charitable. Seraphin sighs loudly. He knows where this is going. See, I could make you pay, and maybe you could even scrape the cryo up, but not without taking a contract, taking the ship off station, leaving me in the lurch. We wouldn't do that, Seraphin starts, but Bliss holds a hand up to shush him. So I have a proposition, one that clears the debt completely. They pause. I will turn around the open sign on this little bay of mine and join up with you. You keep me in work, give me my split, and give me transit to wherever you're headed. I'll even keep this rig of your working for free. What could be better than that? Us paying and being on our way with no hangers-on? Seraphin has to know by now. I want all the hangers-on I can get. I want to not be limited by the hangers-on. I've got apron strings aplenty. Seraphin folds his arms and looks at you. Tell him, Sleeper. I mean, I could use their help. Bliss grins at Seraphin. See, Sleeper gets it. Seraphin had to know I wasn't going to back him on this. You can use my help. I'm an excellent engineer, a tidy shipmate, and a half-decent chef. I'm done with Far Spindle. I'm done taking not enough jobs for not enough cryo on a station where I know nobody. They pause satisfied. You're welcome. Ha! Hobbs, it's a good visual pun. Seraphin holds up his hands. Look, we appreciate it, but we're on the run, Bliss. Trust me, you're better off here. He gives him a serious look. Even telling you this could put you in danger. Bliss pauses. Then they start to laugh. On the run! They shake their head, smiling. You expected me to be scared off by that goofy shit? It's true. Bliss then just shrugs. The system is at war. The belt is spiraling into a crisis. Everyone's got something. Bliss, you need to be more careful. I know you were at Hexport. Seraphin looks at them with open-mouthed. Looks at them open-mouthed, searching for a retort. What happened there? Who's to say it won't happen here? I'm not sitting around watching this all play out any longer. They take a deep breath. Something has to give. Bliss turns to Seraphin. Look, you've done your due diligence or whatever, but you're on the run. I've been warned. I accept the risks. That's it. At the end of the day, your ship is clamped into my bay, so unless you know my encryption protocols, there's not much left to discuss. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, we're just about to end, so you slid in very, very close. Servant shakes his head, a small smile crossing his face. They've got us there. He looks at you, then at Bliss. Looks like we've gained a crewmate. Yes, 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 yes. He unhooks from his stool, but I'm moving to the engine room. He drifts off towards the monks to gather his things. You and Bliss exchange a nervous look. Roommates! Welcome aboard. Bliss smiles and gives you a half-hearted mock salute. You leave Bliss in the gallery and head for the cockpit. The rig is ready to fly again, but the next question is, where to take her next? Seraphim mentioned Float Sim, a short starward journey from here, as a busy station where you might find an artificer to help diagnose your glitches and errors. I'm wondering if I get diagnosed if I'll be able to repair damaged but not fully broken stuff. Sunward, meanwhile, is the Hellion Gate, an abandoned and uninhabited megastructure left over from the Solheim days. Might be good for salvage, but not an easy place to survive. And beyond that, well, as they say, the belt is wide, and at least now you have a functioning ship. Cool. I have him scavenge fuel and unlock the belt map. Go to the map and press the belt button to travel to other hubs. Cool. Oh my god! There's so much game in this game! The Hollow. Green belt. Seeded asteroid. Oh ho ho! There's a green planet. Dark side. Uh-oh. Clustered shipyards. Hellion Gate. Holmes Rock. Has nav required. Okay, so we're gonna have to, like, upgrade our shit. / upgrade our ship. I mean, long tone, I'll say that the fact that they made save scumming so much more difficult, I do feel like is gonna cut my playtime in half. Fully in half. Alright, vast water extraction facility. Wellsprings. Okay. So there's this risky project for Malik. Okay. This game is definitely shorter. All right. I'm okay with that. All right. So that's it. That's the end of the stream. We'll be back Tuesday evening, as per usual, to play more of this game. We're just playing this game until it's done. But then I've got a bunch of other games stacked up for when that happens. So that's it. I'll see you all Tuesday. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you then. Bye.